pleased to be joined here at this press conference by the MP for Constituency 1, St. George's North, MP Ming, and some of the residents of St. George's North. I would like to thank everyone for coming today as we continue to work to create a more accessible, reliable, and inclusive public transportation system for all residents. I'm pleased to provide an update on a new trial bus route that is currently in operation. This initiative reflects our ongoing commitment to responding to the transportation needs of our community. At present, a trial is currently being conducted on route number 6, St. David's schedule during weekdays, and this will continue through May 30th of this year. The purpose is to enhance mobility for residents of Cut Road, St. George's, particularly our senior citizens who rely on public transport, but often find it difficult to walk long distances to reach the nearest bus stop. Under the current trial, the 10:10 a.m. departure on Route 6 from St. David's to St. George's will now travel via Cut Road to Gates Fort. It will turn around at Gates Fort before traveling to and terminating at the St. George's Bus Depot. The bus will enter Cut Road at approximately 10:30 a.m. and is expected to depart Gates Fort at around 10:35. From there, it will proceed directly to the depot. We do advise that passengers who wish to continue the journey beyond the St. George's Depot that they will need to transfer to the next bus departing from the depot. This adjustment, though small in terms of timing, represents a meaningful improvement for those living along Cut Road, especially seniors who have expressed how challenging it is and how challenging it can be to access the current routes. This trial form is part of a broader effort to improve public transport across the island. Our investment in 70 electric buses has been a significant step forward, helping to modernize our fleet while also supporting our environmental goals. Additionally, the introduction of the SureLink app has made it easier for passengers to plan and pay for their journeys. Lastly, I'd like to kindly remind all residents to refrain from parking along Cut Road and in the bus turnaround area behind me here at Gates Fort, as parked vehicles may obstruct the bus and create safety concerns for both passengers and operators. Your cooperation is essential to the success of this service. Thanks to the MP for the area who has brought this to our attention. We will continue to monitor the trial and welcome feedback from the public as we assess its effectiveness. Thank you for your continued support as we strive to build a better, more connected Bermuda. Thank you. And I'll now turn it over to MP Ming for a few comments.
Thank you, Minister. Today is a good day. And I'm going to say that again. Today is a good day because it shows what we can do when we work collaboratively together. I wouldn't be here today without my constituents, and we would not be here actually seeing this come to fruition without the sharing and the caring that they give when it comes to their road, especially my Cut Road residents. They shared their concern with me with regards to the walk from here out to the main road. And if you've driven down here, you can imagine if you were someone with a senior who may have grocery bags or just any bags, that is a hike. And so we see this as being a good start. And we hope that this trial is taken up by everyone who mentioned to me that this is what they'd like to see, because it's not just our seniors. I have other residents who, this is a long walk. And so what we see today is collaboration. I'm happy that the minister listened when we came to him with this. I'd also like to take this moment to thank former Minister Wayne Furbett, because he initially would have heard from me in relation to this matter some months ago. And so we are pleased. We are happy. I think that I want to also stress, though, that the minister said this is a trial. And what we want to see is just how willing our residents are to take this up. And if you are, then you need to catch this bus, because we have done this for you. You have your ways to get out of Cut, mid-morning, you have a way to come back into Cot Road mid-afternoon. It's one of those times I think we can say where you've spoken, we've listened, and the government has actioned. And so when I say it's a good day for that reason, because I truly do believe that that's how things should work as the representative for this area. So I'm going to close my comments again by saying today is a good day. I look forward to catching the bus one day myself, just to be able to experience it. And I encourage my Cot Road residents to please utilize the bus. Make sure to share with other residents that we have this available for them, because we recognize the need and we've met that need. Thank you.
Thank you, MP Ming. Thank you, Ms. Darrell. We'll now take some questions from the media, and we'll start with the reporter.
Hi, good afternoon, ministers and area residents. MP Ming, would you be able to share around how many constituents expressed concern with the lack of access to this area?
Sure. Some time ago, Jasmine, when we first canvassed on this, and it would have been maybe about 18 months, 2 years ago, we had like 17 people express. But in the build up to the upcoming election, we had probably about 50 something express it. And there were some people who were not just expressing it for themselves, Jasmine, they were expressing it for their neighbors, their family. And so it's not just a concern that came from people who live on Cot Road. It came from some people who live downtown in the town area, but they have family that live here on Cot Road.
Thank you. Minister Darrell, I wondered what factors will be considered when deciding on whether to keep or alter this service at the end of next month?
Well, it's simply about the uptake on it. That's why we said it's a trial run. We will keep data on the amount of passengers that use this service. It's also important, and I did stress in my remarks, and I'll say it again, it's important that others who are parking along Cot Road heed the request to move their cars. It's very important. As you can see, these buses behind me are beautiful, but they are not small. So it's important that the residents and the area residents, just find maybe another place to park other than on the roadside, so that we can continue this one. It is our job as a government to serve Bermudians. Like I said, I thank the representative of the area who has brought this directly to the government, and we are more than happy to do a trial. And if the uptake is and the data shows that it is beneficial, we will continue it. Behind you, we do have the operations manager for the Department of Public Transportation, and that is their job, to serve and to operate these buses effectively.
Sure. I mean, what would be considered, high use of this route? I mean, how do you determine that?
I'll leave that for the public officers. They do brief me, they do report to me, and they say, trends and times. And this was an adjustment of some times based on what the data was showing previously. So as the MP did say, the requests have gone to multiple places, and the government is here to act on that.
Sure. What kind of costs would be associated with this trial run?
Oh, the cost is not much more. Remember, these buses are electric. Remember, I think it's an additional, I think somebody told me 7 minutes from what the route is already doing. So the additional cost will be minimal for adding this service.
Can I push you on a figure? Do you have an idea?
I do not have a figure.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Just have one question about the feedback so far. I guess you would have spoken, MP Ming, with the residents about the service and how they benefit from it. How has that feedback been?
So I couldn't hear the question.
The feedback from people, from the residents.
With regard to the...
Have you had feedback from residents about the service?
So when we initially started this, and our first question was asking for something in the afternoon. And the feedback that we got was that they were appreciative of the afternoon side, but they needed to be able to get out of Cot in the morning to be able to do some of the things that they needed to do. So based on that feedback, which is why we are now here today, and we have the bus in the morning and an afternoon one to allow them to be able to get out of Cot and then be able to provide something that comes into cut as well.
Just one last question. Would the ministry consider using other minibus services, perhaps, if it is too much of a burden for the current route? Is that a consideration?
We will look at all factors, but Jasmine, as you know, the cruise ship season is upon us, and the minibuses are best utilized in the western end of the island with tours and shuttles to our beaches. We have the infrastructure in place. The Bermuda government has invested in these buses, electric buses. There will be a further investment in additional electric buses. So while we have the infrastructure in place, if it means tweaking timetables and tweaking routes to better serve our residents, we will do so at every and any opportunity. I know we're here to talk about a bus today, but the MP for the area has also pressed me about tweaking maybe the ferry schedules, and we'll look at that as well. Because as I started and as the MP started, it's always a happy day when we can serve the people of Bermuda.
And just lastly, you mentioned ShoreLink in your remarks. I wondered how the uptake of that service has been. Are you seeing a lot of high use among elder people?
Absolutely. And ShoreLink is a service that is going to be coming out in different phases. So we have the first phase out. As you would know, Jasmine, most seniors do not need it because they do ride the bus for free. However, as the phases of ShoreLink come out, we will continue to update the public on how it is best used so that they can access our public transportation services in a more modern way.
Any further remarks, Minister?
That's it for my remarks. I just want to say thank you again to the MP for the area, MP Ming. Thank you for her constituents who came out, those that are here behind me and those that are standing behind the cameras. It is the voices like this, and this is how the process should work, and we are happy to continue to serve in that vein.
Thank you.